today we are here with another board game review. Today we will be reviewing Wingspan, the best bird-themed game ever, or possibly the only.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we will be telling you why you should play Wingspan, an engine building game from 2019 which won many awards. So if you have been in board gaming, then it's rare that you would have not heard about Wingspan, but in case you haven't or haven't made up your mind that should I get it or should I not, then we are here to tell you how the game feels. This is not an instructional video. We will not be going through all the rules, but giving you a gist of what things are good in this game and what kind of people are going to like it, or is it right for you or not.
Let's begin with what kind of people may like it. Now, bird experts or people who just love birds, they will definitely like it. If somebody said research every bird and write a very good paragraph about it, I will do it because I'm a bird lover.
Alright, so the game comes with no central board, but each player has his own bird sanctuary, if you can say. And on this sanctuary, there are three areas: the grasslands or forest, then there are flatlands, and then there are wetlands or where we have lakes. And you will be actually placing or relocating these birds which are in form of cards on this. And what you are trying to essentially do is feed these birds. These birds come, if you are able to feed them, they will come and sit on your board, and then it gives you some advanced functionality. So it's an engine building game. You're trying to build an engine which gives you more and more points, or the value of your sanctuary, bird sanctuary, is going to rise accordingly. And that's what you're trying to do. So how the game works is actually every player will start with a hand of cards, and these cards will be showing different birds with different stats. So it will be, for example, showing you the most basic thing, that what kind of bird it is. So it will be either a lake bird. So for example, I have this king rail who is kind of a duck. I hope so.
Can I see?
And it actually lives in lakes, so, or wet areas. So it can only be placed in the bottom portion of this board. And if I have to play it, then I will need to actually feed it some different kind of food, which are, so it needs an insect. So these are the
Oh,
5 different type of foods which these birds, different birds eat different kind and quantity of food. So as long as you have earned enough food, you will be paying that food back to the bank, and then accordingly you will be actually attracting that bird. So let's say if I had enough food, I'll be attracting that bird, and then I would be able to place it on the most left side of my bird sanctuary.
now,
How do you
how
get
do you?
food?
Yes. As you can see here with this magnificent bird feeder, there are a total of 5 dice. Now, the fun thing is, you do not just do this. No, 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 no. You throw them in the bird feeder, and the catch is, you can only pick one. You can pick a caterpillar or the weed.
So this is a dice tower which has been beautifully designed as a birdhouse. So yeah, that adds to the table presence. As with all Stonemaier games, the component quality is out of the world. These are your action cubes, and once you run out of action cubes, a round get finished. So you can place an action cube. That what are you going to do? So for example, one of the actions on the left side of this is gain food. So I will be selecting, for example, gain food, and then once I select that, I can take any one of these dice, and what it will do?
It will give you food.
Alright, so as long as, so you have to see what food is available, and once someone has consumed that food, you place it outside. So now that food is not available to anyone else. So this is one of the very limited things where players will be interacting with each other, that okay, when is the food available, or that specific type of food is available or not. And only once all the dice are outside, then all the dice go back in, you put them back in the dice tower, and they tumble back and give you new food availability in the market. So I gain food from the forest area. And if I had played any bird which was a forest bird, for example, this one, then my ability or my actions that are here are going to increase. So that's where the engine building will come in. So I will come to that later on. So let's say I was able to play this. Now, but this section of the actions has improved. The basic actions are,
Play a bird.
so that means you pay for the food and place a card. Next, gain food
Gain food.
from the bird feeder. So for example, you gain a food, you keep it in your supply, and you get that. Next thing,
Lay eggs.
and now let's show them the eggs.
The I can't do it.
All right, show the eggs.
So great. There are 4 different colored eggs. These cream colored or beige. I don't know what the name of it is.
But
Blue.
their color don't matter. It's just
And
these beautiful wooden eggs which you will love to hold in your hand. And again, the color doesn't matter. It just adds to the aesthetic value of the game. So once you actually pick the lay egg option, you will get to lay an egg, or you can select which birds lays an egg. So you get to put it there. And the last one is draw a bird card. Now, when you draw bird card, there are some that are available in the open market here. So you can actually see what kind of birds are available, and you can pick what kind of bird you want. Or you can pick from blindly. If you don't like any of them, then there is a draw pile available as well, and you can pick blindly from the top of that draw pile. So that's another action that's available to you. But now let's come to the engine building part of it, because that's what makes the actions more better. Now, the next thing on these birds is that not all the birds are equal. These birds are going to have some kind of action given at the bottom. So this is going to improve or give you additional action. So let's say if I had laid 2 birds, let's say in this area, it's a fault, but anyway, let's say these 2 birds are I have laid. Now instead of the lay, and when I'm going to do the lay egg action, instead of putting my cube here, since I already have birds, so the cube will be put at the first available section. So now it shows me that instead of laying 1 egg, this symbol tells me I can lay 3 eggs. So that's going to give me better actions. And now I can decide that this bird, I can put them all on the same bird, or select to split them, that okay, this bird laid 1 egg and this bird laid 2 eggs. But that's not all. Once you have laid egg, what happens? The cube moves
Left.
left. So it goes on to the next bird. And then you read what's the power or ability of that bird. Because these birds fly in a flock, have different abilities if they are there. So all players, so for example, this one says all players lay 1 egg on one of the specific nest bird, and you may lay 1 additional egg on an additional bird. So it's giving me powers as well as it's giving others power, but my action is more superior. It's allowing me to lay 2 additional eggs while allowing others to lay egg. Then it will go to the next one and it says this bird will lay 1 additional egg on itself. So this is not for others, this is only for me, and then it goes back. So what you essentially ended up doing is laying a lot of eggs, because I enhanced these abilities by the type of the birds that I did, and each of these eggs is worth 1 victory point at the end of the game. So if a bird has more eggs, it attracts more people, and your sanctuary will have in future more birds. That's the concept, but in the end you will have more points. So laying eggs, good thing. Now there are some type of birds which have, rather than the standard brown ability, have pink ability. These birds act during someone else's turn. So this is another part of player interaction in this game, that you will be taking some actions on others' turn. So for example, this is a black vulture, and when another player bird hunts, then it gets vulture gets one food as well. So again, these are slightly thematic as well, because vultures don't prey themselves. They wait for someone else to prey, and when the prey is dead, they have eaten that food, they go and eat the remains. That's what a vulture does. So it's very thematic, that's if you had this vulture available in your, whenever someone, for example, this hawk
Bald eagle.
or eagles have the ability to hunt mice and rodents. So whenever they will hunt, the vulture gets, your vulture will get food as well. So that's a good thing. And those food will be worth points. So in this way, you can enhance your ability of gaining food, gain additional food, exchanging things as well. You can exchange cards with food if you enhance these abilities. Then in the lake cards, you are able to draw cards. So you can draw new cards from what's available in the pile, and whenever you will consume more birds, new bird will open up. There are some birds.
Hummingbird.
Now, what kind of birds you put in your sanctuary? They are always not equal as well, because each bird is going to give you a different number of points. The more rare, the more beautiful the bird is, it will give you more points, and that's given on the card as well. So some birds have no special ability, but they give you a plethora of points. So here's the strategy element of this game, that you might be trying to actually gain those birds which give you powerful abilities in the start of the game, and by the end of the game you will be playing more birds, because now the actions will be less. So you will be playing more birds who give you more points rather than have cool abilities, because you will have less and less turns as you move through the game. So in the end, I'm just showing what it might look like in the end.
Bald eagle.
And this is Wingspan. So, Isha, what do you think about the game?
I mostly just like the design of the birds, the eggs, and the dice, because you can play catch with them.
So you like the components, but what about
And
the
it's
game? But what about the game? Do you like it or not?
I love it.
All right.
I know it's strategic in some fashion, but it's the type of strategy that I like. And also because I like birds. I'm a bird lover. Don't hate me.
Okay. Now, I have few issues with the game. First of all, this is not a gateway game as players might think, because using the theme of the birds, people might think that this is a very family type of game, but no, this is slightly above it, not very heavy, but slightly above it, because many people in the start, the theme will attract them. The bird theme is very cute, fine, and unique as well, so it will attract them. But not new people have a harder time understanding the concept of engine building, that how you can make your birds function with each other to do a lot of combo actions. So building those combos is the real power of this game, and if you don't build those combos, you might be getting very low scores. So that's why it's slightly heavier than what families might be expecting from this kind of game. That's one thing I don't think that the theme and the type of the game it is slightly mismatching. Secondly, the thing which I have as a con, the only second part which I don't like about it is that it's mostly solitaire. I'm playing on my boat, I'm doing my actions. There are some actions, some birds that might affect someone else, but mostly I'm building my own thing and you're building your own thing. So I'm kind of playing a solo game. I really don't care what birds you have put on you, or there is no way to block someone. There is no way, unless you take away the food that you think someone needs, but you don't know that. Everyone has their cards in private. So that's why actually there are very few things that players are competing against each other. Everyone is just playing their own game, and in the end they will compare their score. So these are the two things which I don't like about the game. What I do like about the game is the theme of the game, because again it's a beautiful theme. The bird theme is unique, and these cards, I've not told you all the rules. These birds have different kind of nest.
They even have realistic information.
Correct. It will tell you that in which regions of the world this bird is found, and different information about them in the flavor text. For examples, the common merganser duck. So to me, it's a duck. So the information about it is that the adult male ducks can eat fish more than a foot long. Let's
Everyone
go
wanted
back
to
to
know.
the vulture. So for the vultures, the turkey vulture have a better sense of smell. So black vultures follow them for food. So this vulture, which is the black vulture, follows the turkey vulture because turkey vulture finds the food and they actually just use their sense of smell to follow them and find the food.
Black vultures don't have any usage.
So
Did you know that a bald eagle's wings are about to 203 centimeters?
yeah, so their wing, even their wingspans information is given on these. So some kind of birds will give you abilities to catch other birds as well, like the hawk. So the hawk, if you pick up a bird, when you enable his ability, it might give you the ability that pick up a card, and if that card is a small bird whose wingspan is less than X, then you actually tuck that card underneath that it has caught that bird. Now, these are going to give you additional points at the end of the game. The game has additional bonus cards which will be split between the players in the start, and these are your private objectives. They give you different objectives that you have to collect at special type of birds, have specific number of eggs, have different kind of objectives. You can select which objective you want to go for, and these are your own private objective other than the common objective. So there are a lot of things going on in the game. So that's why I said that it looks very family friendly, but it's slightly above that. And as long as you're going with that mindset in this game, it's a nice game. It's not excellent as some people,
Not perfect.
it's not perfect as some people think it is, but it's still nice. Okay, so that's the review of Wingspan. Not perfect, but beautiful. Happy gaming!
Happy gaming! These all are mine.